Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Hansika Chauhan and I'm back with a new preparation video and it's for the subject law for May 23 attempt. So let's begin with the video. So law subject have two major divisions, that is corporate law and the other law. Corporate law stands for 60 marks and other law stands for 40 marks. So for the preparation strategy, I will be beginning with the other law because in other law there are only 4 chapters and it comes for 40 marks, and for corporate law there are 10 chapters and it comes for 60 marks. So you can compare the time investment and the return you will be getting. So you have to start your revision with other law. So for the revision, you have to start your revision with the Indian Contract Act. It's the most interesting chapter. And for the other law particularly, I will be advising you to go for ICM material directly. If you're not satisfied with the faculty's material, you should go for ICM material because in that firstly the provision is explained, then certain examples are given explaining the provision. So it helps you to get a real world scenario that how the law works in the real world, right? So while going through the other law chapters, I am highly recommending you to go for ICM material. And Indian Contract Act ke liye to you should surely go for ICM material. There are very vast examples, illustrations and questions, and you will also get to practice more. So go for the ICM material. Then after Indian Contract Act, you have to go for General Clauses Act and interpretation of statute. Then at last, it's not the series in which you have to do all the 4 chapters. So don't rank negotiable instrument as the last chapter because it's important too. Other law you don't have to leave any chapter. So do all the 4 chapters, but you can start with Indian Contract Act and then you can follow the series as you like it to do. So I will be starting with the pointers. So you have to do writing practice of the provision for the law, and then you can go for ICM material. That is, you have to cover all the illustrations, all the questions, all the answers from it. By this you will be getting the idea that how you have to write in the examination, right? Yeah, and if you are good at learning section number, you can go for section number, but if you are not sure, don't quote your section numbers in your provisions. Yes, so that's the main point. And the main point that how you have to write the answer of the law subject is that first you have to write the provision, then you have to write the fact of the case, then you have to write your view, and at the last you have to conclude. So your conclusion should be of 2-3 lines because the whole of the answer is divided into 4 sub points, so it will be automatically a lengthy answer. So don't go for lengthy conclusions or your point of view. Then while quoting the provision, if you are 200% sure that the section you are quoting is right, then only quote it, otherwise ignore it, because provision forms the main part of the answer. And if you are quoting the wrong section in the provision, there is a chance that examiner might cancel whole of your answer. There is not a chance they will cancel whole of your answer because provision is the starting point of the answer. If that's wrong, they will not be reading your another points, okay? So don't go for it. And the last point is that for the practice of the questions, you can refer your previous year RTP MTP or current year RTP MTP, and for sure you should refer your previous attempt question papers because they are the best example of how your questions will be coming in the future examination. So you have to go through them for sure, and you have to write your provisions. You have to do writing practice of the provisions. I'm not telling you to write whole of the answer, but at least you should write provision because बहुत time ऐसा होता है कि we know the answer, we know the provision ourselves, but we are not able to write it on the paper as it is, as we are framing it inside our mind. So yeah, you have to write it in order to get good results in the examination. So yeah guys, that's all for the other law. Now we will be moving to the corporate law. So let's begin with corporate law. In this there are 10 chapters in total and it comes for 60 marks in the examination, and you have to begin your revision with chapter 1 and 2 followed by the chapters 7, 8, 9 and 10. So while doing these 4 chapters, that is 7, 8, 9 and 10, you have to pay more emphasis on the chapter 7 because this is a vast chapter and there are vast number of sections in this chapter. Some of the important topics are ordinary resolution, special resolution, minutes, quorum, etc. So you have to devote your very much attention to this chapter because it's a very, very vast chapter. And one more chapter, that is chapter number 10. You have to give your utmost attention to this chapter too because this chapter is as it is mentioned in your audit. So it will give you an advantage while preparing for audit subject 2. So do this chapter here only with utmost attention and it will be beneficial to you in the future. After preparing all these 6 chapters, you can go for chapter 5 and 6. These are the small chapters, and then at the end you can go with chapter 3 and 4. You don't have to rank these chapters in the importance wise. I'm only suggesting you to start your revision with those 6 chapters and then go in this order. It's not like that the chapter 3 and 4 are not important, so we will be picking it at last. In theory, I will advise you to do as much as syllabus you can, because we don't know what the ICI will, what game ICI will play and from where they will be picking up the questions. So in theory, you have to do as much as your syllabus as you can, okay? So some of the preparation tips are, you have to do writing practice of the provisions, you have to go through all the illustrations and questions of ICI material for sure, and you have to also go through the examples that are given in between the chapters. Then you have to refer to the previous year RTPs, MTPs, current year RTPs, MTPs, and you have to refer for sure the previous year question papers, okay? And you have to do the writing practice of the answers, in which format you have to write the answer. That is the provision, fact of the case, your view, and then the conclusion. And make sure that your answer is not stretching up to 1.5 or 2 pages just for 4 and 5 marks. You have to write at least 1 page and you have to sum up your answer in that 1 or 1.5 page, okay? So yeah guys, that's all for the video, and that was all the pointers for the preparation of the subject law. So you have to follow them and it will give you very effective results at the end. So stay tuned, stay connected, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Bye bye.